So you just came back from Zimbabwe. What was
I
travel
did.
like? Was that good? Travel was good?
It was brilliant. It was good to see my family after I haven't been here for 11 years without going. So,
Oh, you haven't been in 11 years?
yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Mm-hmm.
new babies and cousins and
My cousins, my babies are here, but my cousins, my young sister, my brothers, my what, everybody.
yeah.
So it was really, really brilliant.
We're going to talk about that too because, I went back and read some more of your bio, and you lost your mother at a very early age. And so you had to be responsible as a caregiver and surrogate mother for them. So we're going to talk about that. So, Brain,
Okay.
hello, and welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney and Selina Cheshire. That's right. She's
Yes.
originally from Zimbabwe, Africa, and now she is living in the United Kingdom. But right now, she is here on the edge with us, and I am so excited to have her with us. When I got in contact with her, we just started vibing and we just started talking about some real spiritual things and talking about, who we are and how we show up in the world and who God is. And come to find out, you were a Christian Science nurse. Now, I
Yes,
had
I was.
that before. And so what that is, instead of using regular medications or whatever, they use prayer,
Yes.
spirituality as a form of healing. And you are also a survivor of fourth stage Hodgkins
Hodgkins
lymphoma
Lymphoma. Yes.
cancer. So I want you to tell my brains about that too, your aha moment and your come to Jesus moment. I want to welcome you here, Selina, right here on the edge. How you doing today?
I'm brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited about this and I'm just looking forward to flow.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And she's an accomplished author. We're going to talk about her book, too. Introduce my brains to you and tell them a little bit about you and your story before we get into it, because it's heavy.
Oh, okay. My name is Selina Cheshire Mugodi. I'm just, over half a century anyway. So I don't look it, I know, but I am that. So I feel good.
They say black don't crack, so.
Don't crack. So honestly, it was a privilege. Why I came into the UK, it was something else. I wanted just, like a better life for my kids. I was a teacher, but I lost my mother, yes, when I was only 12 years old. And, I'm not sure what it was, but I think it was cancer because she was so much in pain. And, it was like I was only doing Form 1, beginning of secondary school. I went home August holiday, and then I found here she couldn't do anything for herself. And then my dad says, oh, be strong. Men, it's like when they are not well, they crumble, but they want women to be stronger. And, it was like, oh, do this. And I said, Mom, I don't think, Dad, you're being fair. So I was young. Remember, I was only 13 years old. 13 years old. So I asked the dad if we could take her to the hospital, which we did. But then it was just a small hospital. So her brothers, came to pick her up and took her to a bigger hospital, of which they said she was getting much better. But, I think it had gone too much. So she didn't survive. And so I was, that much. My older sister, who just passed on, was very quiet. And she couldn't say anything to Dad, anything. So my dad remarried, within a year, he had a kid with this other woman. And so she was just like, okay, I came here. No, she didn't want any of my siblings. We were 9, 9. 3 girls and 5 boys. And I'm the middle one. 4 up, 4 down. So one girl up, 1 girl down. So I'm right in the middle of the family.
Wow.
And so I was at home when Mom passed on. She just said, if you can just give my young kids food. That was all she said. Feed them and make sure they eat. So I did. That's why I was struggling. My stepmother, they couldn't give them food. I always fight with her, and really it was bad, but we survived. And God was with us, and my grandmother, who is my father's mom, looked after us, and she was a saint. She's the person who really taught me how to trust God and not to hurt anybody or harm anybody. So, okay, I finished my O-levels, did some temporal teaching, did some healthcare things back home. Then I met this guy, and then, I decided we got married. And after some time, maybe a year of dating, then we had our 2 kids, beautiful kids, 1 girl, 1 boy. But then things didn't work again for us. It was like, okay, he wanted other things and I couldn't contain. Maybe I wasn't enough for him. I don't know. But anyway, then I got
them African loins, they say.
Yeah. So I just thought one day, okay, enough for me. I can't take it anymore. Wow. And then I just decided to say, can you divorce me? And he was surprised. He said, no, why, are you serious? And I said, yeah, because I couldn't take it anymore. So we decided to go. We went to the magistrate's court. And it was so funny because this guy, innocent as it was, he saw the 2 of us walking in the office and asking for divorce. So he says, oh, where can I send, the summons to? I said, oh, don't worry, I'm here. Give me the summons.
Give it to me right now so I can
get it. I'm ready. You don't have to waste your stamps and envelope. Just give it to me. So that was it.
So you take that document and you take your life back. And so you move from Zimbabwe and you end up in the United Kingdom.
Yes.
So tell us how you got, in the United Kingdom and how you started your work as a
Christian Science nurse.
Christian Science nurse.
Yeah, it was tough. Yes, I didn't want to. I was a teacher when I was, back home, a secondary school teacher, teaching food and nutrition. Home economics anyway, fashion and fabrics, food and nutrition. So when I came here, I was so scared of the system because I'm kind of a disciplinarian. I love things to be in order. So I just thought, no, I can't be a teacher here because I think I'll go to jail within a month. So I better do something else. So I was introduced to Christian Science by one lady, who was a lawyer or solicitor. She didn't tell me about it. She just mentioned it in passing. And I said, no, I'm looking for something which can really talk to me. Not, people who come to me and say, pay this, give money, this. And I said, no, I love giving, but I want to give from the heart. And I want somebody who will love me for who I am, not for what I can give them. Right. So she says, oh no, that's our church, we can teach that. So I went in on a Wednesday, they do testimony meetings. I went there, and what I got there, I loved it. So from that day, because I had lived it anyway, it was just like telling you or reminding you of who you really are as a child of God, of the Creator, right. That you are perfect and whole. Nobody can judge you. God doesn't judge you. He only loves you. And I thought, wow, this is what I wanted. I will go for it. So from that day one, I was in. And so...
Let me ask you a quick question. Because living in Zimbabwe, being of African culture, it's more tribal, okay? And so the religious, spiritual training and discipline and beliefs are a lot different. Was there a lot of Christianity there in Zimbabwe that you were introduced to prior to? Or was this something that you were newly introduced to?
My grandmother was a devout Christian. I said my mother passed on, then my grandmother looked after us. Mm-hmm. So she was a devout. She would never say a bad word to anybody, and she would never want anybody to say anything bad. Right. So, even then, when I was there, I had this problem of, because I was a seamstress, I had a shop, people would come and bring me their clothes and I would sew. Then I couldn't sit on the machine. I was sick. My legs would be painful. So I would pray about it. And then, I got healed. I went into hospital. Then they said, oh, you've got, arthritis of the bones. So you're going to take medication the rest of your life. Wow. And I thought, wow, what did God say? Jesus never said that. He saw the perfect man in me. So why should I allow that? I'm not accepting that. Right. So I didn't. I had, my mom's young sister was a medical nurse. So she was the mother I went to after coming out of hospital. So when I got there, I told her, and I said, but mom, I'm not going to take this medication. I have thrown them away. I've thrown them in the bin. And she says, how could you do that? You're going to suffer the rest of your life. I said, mom, what does God say? He never said that. So why should I? If they had said, take them for a moment, for a period, I would do that, but not the rest of my life. Right. It's just like, penalizing me or crucifying me, sorry. So I didn't take it and I was healed. So I had that in me. So I knew that if I go into this, it will be like I'm at home. There's nothing which could stop me from being who I am.
So tell us a little bit about what a Christian Science nurse, get your mouth together, April. Christian Science nurse.
If you ever heard about Christian Scientist?
Well, Christian Science, yes. And then I've heard from Scientology, yes. But I need a clear definition from you because I don't want to assume.
No, yeah, it's a Christian Scientist. They depend on prayer. So it's like that's their whole life. They just depend on prayer. But they don't say don't go to the hospital if you feel you can't. Right. You can go to the hospital and, if you have broken bones, go and you can be healed. But if you feel you can't help yourself, go to the medical. Okay, so I thought that was brilliant. Then I became a Christian Science nurse. I was a carer. I became a carer when I came into the country. So I was working a carer working in a nursing home.
Oh, okay.
And so it's like when I came, into science, I thought the Christian Scientists, they don't have medication. They don't have tablets when you can say painkiller to suppress the pain. So they need somebody to support them.
Right.
So Christians, as somebody came to talk about Christian Science nursing at our church. I live in Birmingham, United Kingdom. So he's explained so well, and I thought, I don't have to pray for somebody. I have to pray for me to see the perfect person of God's creation.
That's right.
So it's just like, okay, I have to work on me, not on the person.
Right.
So that's really what wooed me into it. So I became one and I enjoyed it for 11 years. It was brilliant. I still love it.
Of course you do.
I'm not
because you still love the Lord. But
I still love the Lord.
But you became severely ill. You you were diagnosed with Hodgkins Lymphoma cancer, fourth stage. Tell us your come to Jesus moment and how you prayed through that and also used traditional medicine to heal.
Yeah, it was so funny. I mean, just a short brief of how I got into the hospital. Being a Christian Scientist, I never thought I would go to see, I would go into hospital or to see a doctor. I just thought, I was going to pray for myself and do what it takes. And then I loved it. But then when my kids saw me that I was, suffering, I was finding it difficult going up the stairs. Then they said to me, Mom, there's something wrong with you. And I said, no, I'm okay. Why are you saying that? He says, oh no, because you can't, when you walk up the steps, you are breathless. And I said, no, I never saw that. My son, was so, and says, no, you are so selfish woman. Why do you say you love us when you don't accept our love back?
Wow.
That really slapped me on the face. So I thought, okay, what do you want me to do? Because I thought I was going to lose my son. I couldn't imagine living without him. So I thought, okay, what do you want me to do? Then he says, Mom, let's walk up the steps. If you are going to be breathless, then we go to the surgery. If you're fine, then we leave you. So I walked up, and for sure, 2 steps before I got up, I couldn't continue. I was really, really in pain. So that was it. They took me, and I went into the surgery. They didn't see anything. They gave me painkillers. Then I went with him again to the surgery. I said to my son, no, this is not helping. If I'm going to go to the medical field, I need to see progress, but there's no progress. So we changed the doctor. We went to the other one. We said, no, we told them the history. So he said, no, we can't continue doing that. Okay, let's go and have a scan. So we went and to have the scan. if you understand the error, when you tell the devil that, you are there, you are hiding, I've seen you, it really tries to attack you so hard.
He come up out the ground.
Exactly.
I'm quick to call the devil a liar to his face, okay? So I know, and that's when the battle begins.
That's when the battle begins. Tell me again. So it's like then it was really like now I tried to bend, I couldn't bend. I tried to do things, I couldn't do things. And so it was really now, or I just came home, stayed, I couldn't go back to work. I was staying indoors, waiting for the results of the scan. So when they came, it was like we'd planned to go for a holiday, a few days into Scotland with my partner. So, but then I felt that was a Friday. I couldn't do anything. I was in pain. I couldn't pack. I couldn't do anything. So in the evening, I went up to my room and I thought, okay, maybe I'll just pack a few things, just maybe 2 dresses. But that was a lie. The devil on me. I thought I could just call the kids. I said, please call the ambulance. And then that was it. I stayed in hospital for a few days. They were doing the tests. Then, they said at the end, oh, my daughter was with me. They said, oh, we need to, this is serious. We need to start, chemotherapy as soon as possible because you've got cancer. And then I thought, wow. And it was like my left kidney was completely covered in black. The right side was 3/4 gone. So even the doctor says, how did you come? How did you live? How did you manage to be here? Because people with such problems, they don't survive.
Right.
And I said, oh, I thank God I'm here. So it was like, okay, quickly, let's get you into the, oncology, department. And so then we went there after they did more tests, just to find exactly what they were going to work on. They started, chemotherapy. And that was the worst part of my life, chemotherapy. It almost killed me. The side effects were just so harsh on me.
Right.
And so it
was already frail at that point. You were already so
I was.
After you go through the chemotherapy, after you get the diagnosis and you share this with your family, you have a come to Jesus meeting and an aha moment. How did that intersect with the work that you were doing with the as being a Christian Science nurse? Was there a little bit of a conflict there as far as your modality and your healing?
Yes, there was. To be honest, to begin with, there wasn't any. It was like, okay, it's okay. You can, talk to some people who were, like in authority. They said, it's okay, we'll support you. They supported me. I went through that. Some came to visit me in hospital. And it was fine. But when I had this, I think it was the 3rd or 4th, cycle. Well, I think it was the second or 3rd cycle of chemotherapy. I almost lost it. Wow. I couldn't, do anything. I had ulcers from the lips outside here, right, going inside in my mouth, the whole mouth, right into the chest. It was just ulcers. I couldn't even swallow my own saliva. And that was the moment when I said, God, what do I need to know? Why am I going through this? Then I said, okay, I think I was, when you die, when you're about to die, you give up, you surrender. You say, okay.
You surrender.
You surrender. So I said, no, I don't want the suffering anymore. Just let me go. And then that night, I used to listen to the Bible and Science and Health when I go to bed. So I was listening. Then it was like so clearly God says to me, Selina, what are you waiting for? You're already healed. But then I had lost my hair. My hair was like that. It was, like a bum of a small child. That's exactly how it was. Nothing softened. So it was like, I looked at myself. I said, God, you've got a great sense of humor. How can I be alive? How can I live? How can you say I'm already healed when I can't walk? When I am peeing myself, right. I can't. I had a commode. I had pads on me. So how could you say I'm alive? But God says, yes, you are alive. you shouldn't wait anymore. And I thought, wow. So it was in the night. The following day, my daughter came. I told you. And says, yes, mom, we've got on our side. You know it. And I'm here. She had given up her job. She was a human resources manager. So she gave up her job to look after me. So I said, how can we do it? She says, no, don't worry. We are going to do it.
Right.
And my sister had already started sending me things, telling me what to do. And there was a doctor who was called Dr. Matanda. He operates from Zimbabwe. He just gave me the list of things to buy and, the organic things and what not to eat. No meat, no sugar, no this, no this. And I thought, okay. So we had started going on that regime. And so I just thought, okay, Father, let's go. We started doing it. She would bring me food. She would bring me, okra. Have you ever eaten okra?
Yes, my mother she loves corn, okra, and tomatoes, and I just couldn't do the okra. I tried, but tell me why I should try a little harder.
No, because, it's like because it has so much nutrients, natural nutrients. And then, so it's like when you can't eat, when you can't swallow, because it just slides in.
I know. That's what I don't like about it.
It just slides in, and then so you've got at least something in your tummy. So my daughter would, cut, the okra and put in a flask, put hot water. Then that way it would just cook like that, put a cover. Then bring it to the hospital, and that would be my food.
Wow.
So one weekend, to be funny, it was like the doctors, they left me because I couldn't swallow, I couldn't do it. They thought I was going to die. They left me there. And say, but I only thought, okay, they are gone Friday. I'll see nobody until Monday. So what do I have to do? I said, I should just take this serious, personal. I have to look after myself because nobody's is there.
Right.
So I started drinking every hour. I would drink okra. I would drink ribena. I would drink water. You're alternating that. Monday comes. They look at me, and this other nurse who was doing an understudy on me, I didn't know about it anyway.
Now you're in prayer also this whole time. You're talking with the Father. He's there with you.
All the time.
And the devil sitting over there looking like this.
He was just saying, okay. Mm-hmm. When she came on Monday, said, oh, what did you do? And I said, why? She said, you look much better than we left you. I was home and I thought about you that we didn't give you enough. Not even a drip. And I said, yeah, but maybe I was supposed to go through that because, I feel much better than I was. So that was it. And then God, led me from, they wanted to do, a surgery on my spine. They wanted to do this. They wanted to get some marrow from my brothers, my siblings. Mm-hmm. Nothing meshed me. So it was like, okay, it was now me and God. What do I need to know? So I used, Genesis chapter 1, verse 29. The herbs of the field shall be meat unto you. Mm-hmm. That's what is just like, that was my basis of, total healing. Just thinking, okay, God said I can be healing, but what do I need to take? Herbs of the field.
Absolutely.
So I started, whoever was telling me about the herbs, I would just go for it. I would go for it. I didn't care what it was as long as it was an original organic herb.
Exactly. Now, you went through all of this, you came out on the other side, and now you have written a book. Tell us a little bit about the book and the work that you're doing with people with regards to understanding. Now, Brains, I always like to give a disclosure. If you are currently under a care of a physician, continue with that. This is alternatives. These are people's stories. These are their actual recoveries. It may work for you, it may not, but if a little okra sliding down your throat, it doesn't hurt to try, okay? But really continue to stay with the current medical treatment that you're getting with your doctor, because this may not be the remedy for you.
For you, that's
what
true.
happened for Selina. So tell us about your book, and let's see a cover of your book. Some of my brains have been so fortunate. Look at that. My pain, my teacher. She's got her hands. She's giving it up to him, Brains. She's surrendering up to the Lord, and I love it. I love it. Tell us what's inside the pages of your books, Precious.
This was just my journey, through that challenge. It was like, okay, what I had the support of my family, the support of friends, then other people I didn't even know they existed. They were part of my journey. They were what called the quantum hearts. This was some guys who I met during Jean Houston's. She had the challenge, or she was doing a seminar online virtual training. So I just joined when I came out of hospital, and I thought it was just waiting for me. And I thought that was really, really good for me, because that crowd, we used to meet every Sunday evening. And remember, I couldn't feed myself. I couldn't sit up in the bed, but they were there for me. I still didn't have any hair. They were there for me to support me, to say, yes, you can do it. Yes, we can. Then we could help virtual hands and pray together and say, okay, just imagine you're holding hands with the Lord Jesus Christ. Can you just talk to him, befriend him, and just say, yes, you are part of me. You have healed me. I am really, really grateful.
That's right.
So these women were there for me. And they propelled me to see exactly, to support me. Yes, Christian Scientists were there. But one thing we do as Christians sometimes, it's like, I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you. I'll keep you in my prayers. Yes, but I want the body. I want warmth. I want love. I want somebody who can talk to me, like me and April were seeing each other face to face. Hello, how are you doing? That's how God wants us to be.
You want that energy.
Yes, energy. Yes.
You want that.
That's really helped me. So in the end, it's like, we started meeting others and doing hugging trees in London, meeting up with.
I am into a tree hug. I never thought about it. I had another guest, and she said, okay, talk to the tree and hug the tree. Brains, let me tell you, it is a frequency like no other. Just lay up against the tree, have no expectations, don't ask for anything. The Mother Earth comes right through the roots, and it is phenomenal. And you have come through hell and high water, coming all the way from Zimbabwe to the UK, surviving cancer, writing a book, and still never giving up on your Lord and Father and God, Jesus Christ. You still hold him at the forefront and telling the devil that he is a liar. Now, Brains, whoever your God is, I honor that. But please know that there is someone superior. There is an alternate being, okay? It has to be. You can't be small-brained if you come into the edge to think that, just by osmosis, poof, we just popped up. And poof, we just gonna go somewhere and never show up again. I don't believe that, So again, look into your heart, stay level-headed, stay in touch with your God, and face the devil head on, and purchase a copy of Selina's book. Tell us how to get a copy of your book, baby, so that we can read the story in detail.
Yeah, it's on Amazon, Amazon.com.
Let's see it.
Selina Cheshire, Amazon.com. It's there. If you just, go there, or you can Skype me, Selina9600. I'm there. We can talk if you want to. Or you can phone me or email me, livinginthe@gmail.com. Living in the best.
I know. And I'm telling you, it takes work to live in the best. You just got to be conscious. Thank you so much for being on the edge with us, Selina. Today, I think that, it is so powerful what you're doing, what you're pouring into people, and how you have the courage to step forward and, still be the light and talk about it and live through it. And you look fabulous for someone that has had cancer. You have no residual effects. How long have you been in remission?
Now, I've been since 2014.
Wow.
I had somebody who came into this morning just to say just something very little. And sure. she was just diagnosed with cancer, but they're not sure which cancer. And she was saying, excuse me, I'll just wait, to hear what the doctor is going to say to me. And so I'll take it from there. And I said, look at me, girl. Don't you dare give your power away.
That's right.
Don't give your power away. Who is the doctor? You tell the doctor who you are. You know that God created you in his own image and likeness. And he said, I'm well pleased, wonderfully made. And now you tell me you want to give your power away. What for?
Mm.
Don't dare give your power away. You're so much powerful. Keep your power and tell the thing which is supposed to be that somebody is saying, oh, this is what you have. You don't have it. You don't own any disease.
Right, right. Well, we are going to leave on that note. You don't own it, okay? And it is powerful, and you can overcome it. And if for whatever reason you're not able to, know that you are going to a greater place. Have peace with it.
Yes.
Make all the arrangements that you need to. Tell everybody that you love them. Make amends with anyone that has done you wrong, and tell the devil that he is a liar, okay? Because he doesn't live here. He doesn't exist here on the edge. Brains, go back and watch all of the fantastic interviews that are on the YouTube channel. We want to raise those numbers. We want people to understand that we talk about everything: art, entertainment, love, science, religion, God, healing, all of that here on the edge. That's why you keep coming back. 44.
And I do public speaking too. So
and some public speaking. So definitely
yes.
Get in contact with her. I'm going to put her information at the bottom and go in. I think I've got one more copy of her book. You get a signature coffee mug as well. Thank you so much, Selina Cheshire, from coming in from the UK. I love you and I honor you, my sister. Okay, and you
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
All right. Bye, Brains. Have a great day.